What's up, guys? Here we are. Got my wife's 2024 Jeep Rubicon. We are going to put some rock lights on it today. So that's going to be our project for today. Went and bought some Mictuning C2 rock lights, 12 rock lights. These are the RGB+IC. This is what we're going to install tonight. It's going to be 2 in each wheel well and 2 on each side underneath the doors. This here is new rivets and new plastic rivet gun to put these fender wells in and out with. So I'm going to start taking things apart and get busy. Let's see how this works out. All right, let's see what all we got here in the box. Let me get started on this. Instructions, who needs those? All right, quite a few lights, 12 of them. Neat. 4 more lights. 12 lights. Mountain hardware. Some little gaskets for these fittings. Rubber mount bases. Main harness with a switch. We're probably going to be cutting this switch off and just integrating it into the switch that's already with the Jeep. That way we don't have to run anything through the firewall. We're just going to use one of the existing switches. So, all right. Start laying this out and see if we can get it installed. All right, so right over here, this is the wires for the integrated switches. So this is what we're going to use. And I think we're going to mount this little box right down here beside the battery. I think it'll be out of the way. I think it'll be, we'll run one wire down and back, one wire across and back. I think that's what we're going to do. Got an awful lot of wire. All right, let's see what we can do. I think first we're gonna put the lights in the wheel wells first. Now that we figured out where this is gonna go, we'll leave that right there for right now. We'll get started over on the driver's side wheel. All right, we're on the driver's side wheel well. I'm gonna try to do this without taking the wheels out. But as you can see, these things are held together with little plastic rivets. That's what the new rivets and plastic rivet gun is for. So we're going to try to pull these out, get this fender well pulled down, and get these lights put up in here. All right, we're going to take these little plastic rivets out, and I learned a little trick. Take a scratch off, put it in the middle of that rivet. You should be able to push it right out. You're doing it. There, 1, 2, 3. This one here is gonna be tough. There we go. All right, we're going to pull all them out. We got a little screwdriver. And things just pop right out. Might even be a special tool for pulling these things out. I don't know. I'll probably figure it out on the last one. Alright, whole handful of little plastic rivets. Who knew? Well, it turns out that there was 4 of these little things, these little push pins, whatever you call them, that was hiding while I was trying to get this fender well out. So there was 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4 additional things had to come out that I did not see till after we started pulling on the fender. So what is it? What? Good boy. Alright, so while I was off camera for a few minutes, I was trying to figure out how I can route these without drilling a whole lot of holes. Because the hole needs to be that big to get through the fender well. So what I've done is I just trimmed one of these rubber pieces, run everything through the middle. So all I got to do is drill 1 hole for the cables and 2 little holes for the mounting hardware. And that's going to look a whole lot cleaner, a little bit more professional, I believe. So we're going to try this, give it a shot, see. Alright, so I've decided that I'm going to stop for a second. I'm going to make me a template. That way I can trace this out, cut it out. When it comes time, I can just lay it on that plastic, drill my little holes, and be done. So I'm just using a piece of cardboard off a box, drill it, draw it out, cut it out, go from there. So be back in a minute. Alright, so took a little time, made me a little template. Hopefully this will work out pretty good. Alright, so far so good. Let's see what happens. Alright, let's see if we can get this mounted. Actually, probably fish the wires through first. Well, that was a real royal pain. So this is the first one. Got both the wires run through 1 hole, and then under here, might be hard to see, but there they are with the wires tucked in. I can't get the camera around there, show you on the back, maybe in a minute, but they're all tucked in pretty neat. So it's, one's going to be hard to see and one's going to look pretty good. Alright, the hole's drilled. Wire through. Wire through. Some hardware. This is going to go a whole lot faster now. Pretty much got it figured out how I want to do it. Alright, we'll use these little things, tighten it up. Alright, so I just got a small tube of dielectric grease system. You can't hurt it. So they do have a seal on them, but so what can a little bit of dielectric grease hurt, right? If it's got an O-ring and got some dielectric grease on it, hopefully they'll stay really water resistant. There we go. A little bit of grease, seal, all good. Get some tie wraps, get this tie wrapped up, get this other wire routed to the bottom of the car, get this one routed to the engine compartment, tie wrap these up, and start putting this up in a minute. Alright, so I'm going to tie wrap these up right in here, and then when the fender well gets put back up, they'll be tucked up nice and neat. This one, I'm going to run out by the washer fluid over there, temporary tie it up, and then the other one, it is over here, and I'm going to temporary tie it up down in there so it can run to the back of the car. So when we get this all buttoned up, hopefully it'll look good when we're done. Alright, so it turns out not all these plastic rivets need to come out. If you look, some of these have a little cutout where that rivet is, so them rivets don't need to come out. That's where that little plastic cap was at that I had to pull out. There's 4 of them in those spots. You can see they don't need to come out, so them rivets could have stayed. So learn as you go. But there's one of the bolts that had to be put in, and then there's 2 more back here. So one's back here, one's back here. That's what it looks like. Hopefully we can get all this done and later on tonight give a demonstration. Alright, I'll show you what I did to, this is the passenger side. I'll show you what I did to this one. The driver's side's already done, which the side should be about the same. So we'll start popping out all these rivets. Alrighty, that's how you get the fender well out. There's still some push pins in the back holding it on, so we're not taking it all the way out. Just need to get access to it. And if you look, there's a piece of steel that goes all the way around. These little pins, these pieces where them push pins go in here for another side. So we're going to put them lights right here, right on the inside of this lip, so the wires will be right there. Alright, so let's get to it. I don't know if I showed y'all what I did with these, but it comes with a groove on one side, but I cut another groove on the other side so I can run both of these through the same hole. So both of these will go up through the middle. Both of them will go right through the same hole. And that's when I drilled my hole in the fender well. So when these things get mounted, the wire is actually running underneath in these grooves. So that way when it gets mounted, the wires actually run through the back And then this is what the sides look like. So that's what the finished part will look like. So, alright, so you can see how I got these drilled in there. Both wires coming through one hole, bolted up. Makes for a really clean look. So I'll take better pictures here in a few minutes after I get everything all bolted up and put back in. But yeah, see, makes for a real clean look. And then we'll route the rest of the wires and get it going. Alright, so there it is. There's the tail end. The last one, it's got a plug in the end of that connector. I put a little sticky backs on back there to keep the wires from bouncing. Hopefully it won't be making any noise. And then it runs down and starts to where we're going to wire the other two underneath the doors. So we're going to put this one back together and call the rear end done. Alright? Alright, we're going to tuck this fender well back up in here. And put all the rivets back in. Alright, got that in. Got two of these little push pins go up here. Make sure I got to poke that one out. There's them two. Well, let me jump up here and grab this rivet gun. So this is a little plastic rivet gun. Special tool just for these. And they look just like a rivet. So stick it in here. Sure the hose is lined up. And there you go. There was two more of them push pins down here at the bottom, but one broke off, one got cut off. So we're just gonna put, well, actually take that back, this one's still good. This one over here broke off. So we're gonna put a rivet in it. I'm gonna get me a little pair of nip picks, come back, cut these little tabs off. But there it is. It's all put back together. Cut these little things off and we'll be done. So you can see up in there, looks really clean. See, some of these got little tabs sticking off. So I'll snip them off. Yeah, you'd never know we was in there. Alright. Alright, so last night we pulled these. This wire here is the wires to the Jeep switches for inside the vehicle. And this one here, so purple and red and blue wire purple and blue wire. That one actually goes to switch number 4. It's a 15 amp switch. There's 4 switches. One that's 15 amp. These 2 bigger ones are 40 amp. So, but the Mictuning switches came pretty handy dandy because these 2 go to the lights, and then this one here actually plugged into a longer harness, so you could run this into the cab, the switch into the cab if you wanted. You can disconnect that if you don't need it, and you can also disconnect the switch from the box. So really all we had to do is plug this in, tapped into that switch, connected our ground to a ground that's already here on the Jeep, and it works off the number 4 switch in the Jeep, which turned out pretty handy. There's also something inside the Jeep that I'm going to show y'all that you may or may not know if you have a Jeep, don't have a Jeep, whatever. So I'll let you know. Alright, so if you come in here in your Jeep, turn this on. So go to home. Oh no, I'm sorry, we're going to go to this. And we're going to, I think it was it, or maybe it was controls. Yep, controls, sorry. Controls. Dashboard. Settings. Alright. Let's see. If I can find it. Where was it? Maybe this ain't it. Nope. Nope. Auxiliary switches. So vehicle settings, auxiliary switches. You can actually go to these switches. They're on number 4. Up here, you can change it from a latching switch to a momentary switch. So right now it's set on latch, so that way if you cut it on, it stays on. If momentary, it was just push the button and it'll come on and off. And then the power source, you can change it from battery to ignition. So if you don't want your lights to work until you crank the Jeep, you leave it on ignition. If you want your lights to work whenever you want them to come on, or you go somewhere and you want to leave them on for a while, just leave them to the battery and they're powered directly. Pretty neat setting. You can change these back and forth, and I think you can do it for all 4 switches. Yep, apparently so. So if you didn't know, there's a little bit of information. So, but that's how we got them wired. We got them on number 4. They're hooked on the battery. It's a latching switch. And you cut them on, the lights come on, and if I cut the car off, the lights will still stay on. So you got to cut the switch off to cut the lights off. Pretty cool feature for a Jeep. So, just some FYI. Alright, so that's the Mictuning RGB+IC. It's got like 75 settings, or different settings. We'll go through them and figure them out. But yep, that's it. 2 underneath each wheel, 2 underneath each door. All right, the wife's going to load the app and start playing, so we'll be back in a little bit. So if you found this video informational, entertaining, helpful, hit the like button, subscribe. It's a new channel, so we got things going on here and there and different things every now and then. Right now, my next project is going to be a trailer that the axle broke on. You might have seen that short, so that'll be the next little project, unexpected project. So don't forget, hit the like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.